Wow, guys, it has honestly been forever, but it's good to be back because we are so back. Welcome to Kumbaya Corner. I actually missed you guys. I missed taking my microphone and connecting it to my laptop and the whole setup and just, having these conversations. Wow. Anyways, we'll get into my mysterious disappearance, but I just want to welcome you guys. Per usual, you know how it is here. It's about everything, really. And this episode might probably be the last episode for this year. But if I'm able to do one more, that would be amazing. But it's the last episode for the year, and I just want it to be like chill. Like, all the episodes are chill, but this one is going to be more like reflective, seeing as it's almost the end of 2025. It's a good time to be in a state of reflection and just, planning as far as you can plan for the next year or even the last days of 2025. Because it's not over yet, and it's actually not too late to do whatever it is you want to do. I'm sure we are all tired of hearing the do it now, don't wait thing, but it's just the truth of the matter. So yeah, in this episode, I have asked ChatGPT to ask me 7 questions regarding what I've learned this year. And yeah, that's what I asked ChatGPT to do. And for the record, I am pro AI to an extent, Everything should be used in moderation, AI inclusive, but AI is a tool. This is my case for being pro AI, by the way. But yeah, so I'm going to be answering the questions that chat has generated and we'll be having the conversations. And I have not read the questions prior. I kind of just sent the prompts right now to chat, and then chat has sent me the 7 questions, and I've only read one of them, but yeah, here goes nothing. Question 1. What's one thing I learned this year that I resisted at first, but now can't unsee? Wow. Well, something I feel like I learned this year that I feel like I resisted at first and now I just can't unsee it is the need to, chill. Or in better terms, returning to the altar of slowness. I actually got this title from a YouTube video which I watched, and after what I don't remember who the creator was, but I'll put it in the description when I'm like editing. But one thing I feel like really stood out to me this year was returning to the altar of slowness. I think I realized how much I live my life in a state of not doing per se, but in a state of like quickly, like let's do it quickly, like on the rush type of thing. And I think it was just one of those days when I, lazily woke up from bed and was like, yeah, I have work that morning. And yeah, time to go and brush my teeth. And I went into the bathroom and I was brushing my teeth and I was doing the whole thing where you're like brushing really fast, because I don't remember ever being at a point in my life in the 22 years that I have lived. I have never taking my time to actually brush my teeth. I'm not saying I don't brush it properly, but like I do. But then I don't know. It's a thing when we're just like rushing. Oh, I guess I'm just like, wait, where am I rushing to? What is going on? Chill, like literally take a deep breath, count 1 to 5 very slowly, and just do this activity. Like, don't whiz through it, but just calmly do that. And I started to see myself applying this in every other area where I just found myself in a state of being rushed. And that is something that is very important. Return to the altar of slowness. Sometimes you just need to take a breather. Sometimes that activity actually doesn't require you to be in a state where it's like you are being chased. You can actually just take your time to do stuff and just be in the moment. So, yeah, that is for question 1. Question 2. What version of me did I quietly outgrow this year, and what version is trying to emerge? The version of me that I quietly outgrew this year there's a version who couldn't say no, the people pleaser version. I feel like the people pleaser part of me, her skin is still being shed. but a shedding is happening, and for that we are very, very like grateful. And the version of me that is trying to emerge is the version of me that knows how to set assertive boundaries, that knows how to be assertive, that can say, okay, you know what, actually I'm not comfortable with this plan in a group setting, like, you know what I mean? And the version of me that is not afraid of occupying space. I don't know if it used to happen, like I'll go into a public space and I'm like in the corner, just scared to exist in that space. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be an inconvenience. It was just like a weird thing, and I don't really know where it came from origin wise, but I do know that the moment I realized that, and I just said to myself, don't be scared to occupy space. Like, you are here, so be here. And you know what I mean? Like, just be and nothing else. Also, it was like the thing of assertive boundaries and knowing how to say no was literally because I live here, I live in the UK, and most of my friends and family are back home in Nigeria or just anywhere but here. So like I'm just that girl that's just always on a FaceTime. Like I'm always on FaceTime with somebody, one of my friends, we're always talking, blah blah blah. And then recently I just started to like I did not feel like I could be present in the phone call. I didn't even want to show up for the phone call, not because I'm mad at my friends or anything, but like I really was just looking for a moment of silence and just to exist with myself. So I did get my friend's call, and this is something I've never done before. So I obviously didn't answer the call, and then I texted after like, hey, I'm so sorry. I don't want to talk right now. Can we talk again later? This is something I have never done in my life. Like sometimes I would just ignore the call and not answer and just hope they know it's not because I hate them or anything. But this was my first time actually communicating that this is not a good time for me to speak, and can we do this later? And when I sent that message, I was actually so happy. And then my friend obviously replied, oh, yeah, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, wow, I never ever knew I could do that. Like, no way, Jose. I cannot believe I just said that. And it was like, yeah, you can do that. Like, there's no gun to your head, like, forcing you to answer that call. Like, you should be able to do things at your own pace. And when you choose, obviously, it's like really paying attention to how you're feeling in the moment. So, yeah, that's for question 2. Wow, Chad. Okay. Question 3. What actually brought me peace this year? Not what I thought would. What brought me peace this year? What brought me peace this year was actually just taking walks. And icing on the cake about taking walks, raw dogging the walk, like no headphones, nothing, no music. Just put on your jacket and take a walk and just take in nature and listen to the outside noise. I mean, the sounds of the cars and the horns, of cursing at each other, of the baby crying, of markets selling, of the birds, everything. Just taking that in when I'm going on a walk. That is something that actually brought me peace this year. The existing with the chaos of the outside world while still like I don't know. It was a very interesting phenomenon because it was just like I don't have music to listen to. I'm just out here raw dogging this walk, and that actually brought me so much peace this year. My room is a studio, so like I just have like one window that's like all the way down. So staying inside for long periods of time makes me feel very boxed, and I'm just like, you know what, I'm going to go outside and I'm just going to take a walk. And that is what has brought me peace this year. So sometimes all you gotta do is to touch grass. That is all you actually have to do. But yeah, question 4. What did this year teach me about how I love, attach, or show up emotionally? Wow, that is a 1, 2, 3 in one question. Okay, I'm going to start like this. What did this year teach me about how I love? This year and my experiences this year taught me that about love is like I value presence. So it's so, so, so important to me and probably a lot of other people. But like I just came to the realization I want you to be there for me. I want presence. I want, that connection when you're actually there, and then I can feel your presence. And it's like I'm having a stressed out day. I want someone that is not necessarily going to distract me, but it's like I know you're having a stressful day, but I'm here with you and it doesn't have to be all that bad. How I attach this year did teach me that I attach very easily and quickly. I'm still kind of, I don't want to say I'm mad about it, but I'm still like, I don't know how I feel about my attachment style. I don't know if that's a topic I'm ready to get into because hashtag I'm not healed yet. But yeah, I do get very attached easily. Like, say all the right things. To me, it's like a recipe, like, say all the right things, and I'm like, woo, okay, I'm getting attached. And that happened like once or twice. And in my first experience, which I spoke about in the Because I Liked a Boy episode, it was like he said all the right things, but there was no presence, there was no action to back this up. And I guess that's, abruptly ending Not So Love Story taught me that I do have a tendency to get attached quickly when the person is saying all the right things that I want to hear. And I need to be mindful of that because apart from you being able to say the right things, I need to see those words in action because these are just words. So that is what this year has taught me. And how I show up emotionally. Well, this year showed me a bit reluctant to show up emotionally. Is like I'm kind of in and out with it. It's like I want to be, I want that intimacy, I want that emotional deep conversation thing, but the moment because I start to become a version of myself that I don't recognize because I'm like, I'm opening up, I'm opening up, I'm opening up. I'm like, how deep is this going? Are you going to see who I am and run away? And then I'm like, whoop, I'm going to close up again like a pearl. No, like a clam, right? Yeah, I think it's like a clam. So, yeah, it was more of a lot of observation as to how I am regarding romantic relationships, how I show myself. And I would say it's just a lot of noticing, and I'm just in the stage where I have accepted. I've not necessarily gotten to the stage of this could be better, that could be better, but it's like I am now aware of it. So yeah, this year was also the year that I kind of went into dating in the sense of going out on dates with like different people. And I guess this has also showed me, it's just such an experience. Like it's just been interesting. I feel like I would do another episode on dating, like in the sense of going on dates, because it's not necessarily as a guide, but it's like what I've noticed. So at least we have a plan for another episode. Yeah. Question 5. What's one boundary, mindset, or pattern I'm taking into next year and one I'm leaving behind? One boundary / mindset / pattern I'm taking into next year is, I'm going to be making more room for myself. Like I'm not going to make decision based on how someone else feels about the situation. It's about how I feel about the situation, and most importantly, taking my time to even make these decisions. Like the truth of the matter is that no matter what the situation is, it would not require you to make a decision like right now. With that, even without making a decision, is like it's not life or death. Like you are allowed to make mistakes in your decision making, but it's like these mistakes, you are also going to learn from them. And what I've learned from my mistakes in my decision making is how quickly I want to arrive at a decision, because maybe I feel like, oh, I don't want to waste that person's time by being indecisive. I don't want to da, da, da. But none of this was actually, oh, is this what I want? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's something I've learned. Like taking your time in decision making is just bringing us back to returning to the altar of slowness. Take your time. If you're someone that usually takes 24 hours to make a decision, add another 24 just to make sure, it's okay. And even if it's not, you're going to learn